a ton of Orion Augustus teams on your Clash of Worlds and you want to bring the most benefit to your guild that you can, here are two teams that you can level up. Clash of Worlds Folio opportunities.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Now, the teams that I'm about to tell you, I would not recommend necessarily that you build, but we're seeing a lot of this Orion Augustus combination. On our Heroes Bridge today, we got Princess Rowdy, we got Leviathan, we got Giovanni, Augustus, Orion, using the weaker version because they're scared. The weaker version with Sebastian instead of Nebula. And the Citadel, we got another Augustus Orion here, Sol 88. So one of the fun things about Folio is it pushes a team over the top. It pushes the team over the top that I really like a lot. So let's talk about two teams that you could build if you see nothing but Orion, Augustus, Dante lines over there. I'm assuming we're going to use Fenris and Merlin, Albus, and Axel. The pet strength, that's fine. So whenever you see the Sebastian variant, I like to use Aurora, Satori Folio. Okay, so watch this. Here we go, Satori. So the team pet is Axel. You use Oliver because there's not a ton of physical damage on the enemy team, and Dante's kind of weak. We're using Biscuit. We're using Axel on Folio, and we're using Merlin back here. And I'm not even going to put it. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw a flag in. They're using a flag. I'll use a flag too. So let's use the tank flag, sure. So whenever you see Sebastian, Orion, Augustus, this team works out really well. I like this team a lot because it doesn't use Isaac or Sebastian. I think it's got like a 90+% win rates. It seems like it's pretty strong, but it does occasionally lose. You know, just be mindful of that. Whenever you kind of get down to the end here, you run into a little slowdown, but it's fine. Okay. Now, what I really, really like about this is it frees up Isaac Sebastian. It frees up Isaac Sebastian to head another Gus Orion team. So let's say you're seeing multiples of these guys on defense, and we do, but the Nebula version, the Isaac Sebastian team works better versus the Nebula version. So let's keep the same energy here, and we're going to switch this pet to Chorus. Okay. Now, I intentionally didn't switch the other pet to Chorus because it doesn't matter. None of the attacking heroes on that other team did a charm, a sleep, a stun, a silence, right? None of them. So we're going to use Chorus here with the Nebula version. So the Nebula version is pretty weak to the Isaac Sebastian team. You can use a lot of different variations as far as the tank. I'm just going to use Astaroth because I know that it works. We're going to use Heidi, and remember we used Dorian elsewhere, so let's actually use Martha. All right, we're going to use the let's go with I don't know. Let's go with Tank Energy. That's fine. The important thing is to have the right pets. Okay, very important that you have the correct pets. So Axel, Oliver, Albus, and this line doesn't use any of the heroes from the other line. And this one I've shown many times has a pretty high win rates against this team. Very high win rate. The win rate versus Augustus Orion teams drops pretty dramatically if you use this team against the one with Sebastian. So we have two teams here, both very strong teams, both a lot of heroes that a lot of people are going to be considering leveling up. If you see a ton of Folio teams, a ton of Orion Augustus teams on your Clash of Worlds, and you want to bring the most benefit to your guild that you can, here are two teams that you can level up. Now, the third team is going to be some kind of other variant of team that you like a lot. Okay, so for example, we could use... I know a lot of you have your own Orion Augustus teams leveled up. Notice that we didn't use Orion Augustus or Dante. We didn't use any of those heroes there. Okay, so you can build your own Orion Augustus Dante team for your third team. You could throw in, a lot of people use like Jets in this line. A lot of people like to use Fafnir. There's a lot of different variations of this core that you can use, right? Very common team there. You can build some kind of Qingmao, here we go, like a Qingmao Lara Croft team that a lot of people have been working on, right? You don't have Nebula, you don't have Sebastian, you don't have Aiden for the Blender team, but you could use like Jet Fafnir for this third team. Find another support hero like Morrigan or, I don't know, Tristan or Ninja Turtle, something like that, you know. Also not being used up, that wasn't in that team, is this core. Very common core that used to be very popular. Rufus, Dante, Iris, still very strong. Add in another hero or two in there on offense. So yeah, I think that those are, this is an interesting strategy that you could use in Clash of Worlds for now, right? Whenever Augustus Orion starts to disappear, and it will in the next 3 to 6 months, right? The popularity of Augustus and Orion are pretty high right now, but, you know, it's going to decline. It's definitely going to decline. Then, you know, things will change. Now, alternatively, you could just not build specific teams to counter that team. What I've done is I kind of got 3 separate teams, right? I got a team that works really good against the Augustus Orion lines. I've got a team that works really good against Dante teams. I got a team that works really good against slower Amira Heidi teams. You know, having variants like that is also pretty handy. What I haven't found yet really is a strong Folio defense team. They exist. I know that they exist. But all of the ones that I've tried so far, they pretty much all lose to the 2 or 3 really popular teams right now. They lose to really fast blender teams with Qingmao, Ishmael, Kark, Dante. They lose to Amira Heidi teams a lot of the time. You know, in a lot of ways, Folio is like a weaker Amira. You know what I mean? A weaker Amira. And unless you attack into Folio with a mage team, I think your results are going to be pretty low. Kind of like having Isaac on defense. If nobody attacks your Isaac defense with the mage team, then your Isaac is kind of worthless, right?